What's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. This is my vlog. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My vlog is my friend. It's where I talk about mindfulness practices, religion, spirituality, and sometimes current events. So this is a new one for me, but I want to talk about the current attack happening on the YouTube platform that's targeting Chris Boutte of the Rewired Soul channel. Now, to my core audience, I won't be surprised if y'all don't know who Chris is. With all the attention he's getting, people who are following the YouTube drama may see this video. So let me tell y'all a little bit about Chris for my folks. So Chris Boutte was a substance abuse counselor out in Las Vegas. Chris was an addict and he's currently in recovery. I know all that blue book stuff says that you refer to yourself in the present as an addict, but to the people not initiated into that lingo, it makes it sound like Chris is still using his drug of choice. Now, Chris runs a channel called The Rewired Soul where he talks about mental health, substance abuse, and mindfulness practices. Last year, this time, Chris took a new direction with his channel where he started looking at YouTube culture and YouTube drama and popular YouTube creators on the platform. And he had this whole angle of providing commentary from the point of view of, well, someone who works in mental health and deals with people suffering from diagnosed mental health issues and substance abuse issues too. So Chris started posting daily videos last January, sometimes multiple times a day, and he went from close to 1,000 subscribers at the start of 2018 to hitting 100,000 subscribers by the first part of February of this year, 2019. Now, in addition to being interested in mental health and drug recovery stuff, hey, Chris is also a big Star Wars fan. He was actually in Nashville last spring this time, and he mentioned wanting to collab with me. I kind of didn't get in touch with Chris because I was dealing with my own mental health issues at that point in time. Like, if you look at my other channel, Urban Acolyte TV, I didn't post a video at all last March. I was actually contemplating walking away from YouTube completely because things were getting pretty toxic in the Star Wars community. And I was thinking about exploring other avenues in the real world. Now, I'll be honest, I'm actually still having that internal dialogue about walking away and quitting YouTube, or at least the geek culture Star Wars community. I'm more interested in talking about mindfulness practices, martial arts, and fitness. I got on YouTube for those reasons, and at the end of the day, I would prefer to be around people with those interests and not people looking to talk about the latest Star Wars theory or some dumb clickbait Star Wars rumor or some stupid-ass Star Wars fan film. But anyway, this isn't about me. This is about what's going on with Chris. So how do I know so much about Chris? Well, Chris is part of a YouTube mastermind group that I've been in for part of the last 2 years that's run by Roberto Blake. It's called the Create Awesome Community. If you're an up-and-coming YouTube creator, a podcast, or you're a creative looking to break into the online space as an entrepreneur, Roberto Blake is a great resource. He's also a dude that I met initially through my Star Wars channel, and I watched his channel go from 40 or 50,000 subscribers to what? I think like over 300,000 subscribers now. He's always being invited to events for creators to speak at, and I know his consultant business has exploded over the last 3 years since I started out covering Star Wars. Now, I'm going to admit that I haven't really watched Chris's videos on his channel. Does that make me unqualified to talk about the stuff going on right now? Well, I mean, I actually have had conversations with Chris. I've seen Chris's channel on the come up. I've given him advice from when my channel was much larger. My other channel was actually larger than his when he started out. And even this channel was bigger than the Rewired Soul at one point in time. Now, I'm just saying, I know what this guy is about, which I'm sure the people making videos about him right now, they really can't say that. So why is Chris in so much trouble right now? What's the deal with the drama? Well, from what I understand, Chris made a video about Trisha Paytas, and it pissed her off. Chris talked about Trisha allegedly being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which led to Trisha questioning his credibility. She went on to make a bunch of ad hominem attacks about his appearance, his past history of drug abuse, and the fact that Chris isn't with his mother's son. I'm sorry, with his son's mother, with his mother's son. Now, from what I understand, Chris didn't actually try to diagnose Trisha. He was repeating what she said in a video, that she believed she had borderline personality disorder. Either way, the whole situation, Chris's video, and the clapback from Trisha led to this mob attack directed at Chris. With all the drama going on, he's lost like 11,000 subscribers. He's had people who at one time said he helped them with their mental health issues turn around and say that he scams people, he's manipulating people, and he's a big liar. Like basically, Chris is trending right now for something negative. So he has a bunch of people who are clout chasing because, hey, it's easier to kick a person when they're down than to find something original to say to get attention. And I kind of blame them, but I also blame YouTube. Like what Chris did to grow his channel was taking trending topics which would make it easier to grab people's attention. But then he flipped it and he made it original content by talking about the mental health angle in these situations. Like seeing what Chris did has made me want to get more active on this channel. I even saw someone try to attack Chris with the same thing that people in the Star Wars community who aren't tuned in say about me. Maybe you should meditate. Oh, if you didn't like The Last Jedi, Prince is going to say that maybe you should just go meditate. People say that about Chris. His solution to everything is, maybe you should go meditate. And the truth is, hey, maybe you should. I can say the same for these people clout chasing and attacking Chris. Maybe you guys should meditate. Like really, one dude, he went in on Chris for like 30 minutes in a video. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, y'all. Like I've known Chris through Facebook for like 2 years. I can't talk for 30 minutes about Chris. I could probably message him and hop on the phone with him like right after I finish recording this video, and I wouldn't even be able to go in on Chris for 30 minutes even if I wanted to. He could become my worst enemy and say all kinds of horrible things about my friend Ying, and I still wouldn't be able to talk smack about him for 30 minutes. Like, dude, what is really wrong with your life? 30 minutes, bro. Maybe you should go meditate. Hell, for 30 minutes, you need to go smoke one, rub one out, and then go meditate. Like, get your life together, homie. For real, though. There's a lot of people who don't actually stand for anything. And I wonder if Chris has done a video on this topic. There are a lot of people on the YouTube platform. They don't stand for a damn thing. They just want their chance to shine, and they will literally do anything for attention. I think that's the reason I don't pay much attention to what happens on this platform. I went to a YouTube creator event 2 years ago in Atlanta, and I got to hang out with Alex and Molly from the Star Wars Explained channel. I met a couple of cool older guys who ran channels that I probably wouldn't have watched had I not met them. James Yeager is a dude who's been in the news a lot. The Young Turks ran stories about him being like some kind of redneck hillbilly gun-toting lunatic. That dude was the nicest guy ever. When I was still being a pretty strict vegan, he invited me to a Brazilian steakhouse as his treat. He took me to some fancy restaurant. He let me order all the vegan breakfast food that I wanted. And then he gave me an open invitation to come to his academy in West Tennessee and shoot on the range and, on his ticket, free of charge. I had a great experience with James and this other guy who runs a survival channel. Also met some real shitheads. Like this one guy was a really annoying vlogger. Everywhere he went, he had to have his camera in his face like fucking TMZ. Dude looked like Bozo the Clown without makeup. And I remember at one point, James threatened to beat his ass because he was vlogging in the middle of James doing collabs with smaller creators on his channel to help them grow. There were some younger people who did that exact same thing, like everywhere they went. Freaking camera in their face, and they went into this character mode. Stuff like that has really turned me off about attending YouTube events and meeting other creators. It sucks too, because there are a lot of creators that I would actually like to meet, like Matt and Glory from Slice and Rice. They seem real cool. I actually would like to meet all the people from the Black and Asian relationship channels, because I kind of like Asian girls. Also, I wouldn't mind kicking it with Chris to talk meditation and recovery, because something I haven't told Chris is that my grandfather ran the first Oxford House program in the state of Tennessee. My Uncle James is pretty high up in the Oxford House organization, and he received an award from President Bush W. Bush, for his work around the country to help people in recovery over the last 40 years. The house that I'm selling, that I'm recording in right now, at one point, this was a 3-quarter Oxford house for people in recovery, and it was the second Oxford house ever opened in the state of Tennessee. I wouldn't even want to collab with Chris for the clout, but I'd be down to talk with Chris about meditation as a tool to help people in recovery and to get things from his point of view as a person who's gone through recovery and also as someone who has worked in the field with other addicts. Like, people can lob all the insults and stuff they want at Chris, but like the old cats around here say, hey baby, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. Chris has been out there working with people with real problems. Hey, so maybe he isn't a licensed therapist. I don't think he's ever made any pretenses about that. He's just a dude with experience in that area giving commentary that's just meant to get the conversation started. Like the Hodge twins say, hey, this is just advice. It's just information. That's all it is. You can listen to it and you can go do whatever the fuck you want to do. So hey man, seasons change. YouTube culture changes. Right now, Chris is taking a break until all this blows over. Some of those people who left, hey Chris, they're not gonna come back. But some of them people are like tricks. As soon as they get that itch, they'll come running right back. They'll come back to daddy. Chris will drop some videos when he gets back from his break, and things will come back. I only feel bad for him because all this negative stuff is going to impact his income. He's a smart dude, so he has revenue outside of YouTube AdSense, but still, a paycheck from 2 million views can be really nice. Trust me, I know over on my Star Wars channel, I miss them days. My bank account misses them days. But as for this stuff with Trisha, I really feel like she was just venting. With 5 million subscribers, you're going to get attacked a lot. And as bad as it is, I think she went after low-hanging fruit. Like, I know who Trisha Paytas is because Richard from Vegan Gains went after her a few years ago when he first got started. And trust me, I know that Chris didn't say anything near as bad as when Trisha went in on, as far as when Richard went in on Trisha, because he went all the way in on her. Like, when Richard goes in on somebody on YouTube, hey, I can't see how they don't want to fight him or do something to him or send somebody to go get him. It was bad. But Richard is one of those people. He thrives off of negative attention. But anyway, getting back to Chris, hey, this is going to blow over, and all those clout chasers will have to find someone new to talk about in a few weeks. So hang in there, Chris. But hey, if you like this video, hey, hit that like button, share it with your friends. If you have something to share with the Urban Acolyte community, post it down below in the comments, and I'll be checking back to see what you have to say. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an Urban Acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story, and become a force for change in your community. But that's all I got for this video, so thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you. Always.